Today, I would like to share a near death experience from a man who has had remarkable experiences in his life. His name is Enzio Busche, and he was born in Germany in 1930. So he was growing up during the Hitler regime and World War II. And he's drafted into the army at age 14 and had terrible experiences as well as some amazing ones in his life. Well, this happened when he was 25 years old. He was married by then. He had not yet found religion. And he had this experience while he was in the hospital with an amazing liver disease that for a 25-year-old was horrible, and they thought that he was maybe going to die. Well, here in his own words from a book called Yearning for the Living God is his story of his near-death experience and 3 commitments that he made because of this experience. He said, "In the first days of my hospitalization, my situation worsened to the degree that I felt life about to leave me, and I was confronted with the certain expectation of my death. What started very slowly suddenly erupted into a complete recognition of who I am. I saw myself confronted as if in a sharp, focused mirror. I could not escape being confronted with absolute truth. I felt unclean, completely unfinished, and unprepared to leave this life for an unknown. Also, I felt the nearness of something so holy, something so pure, and of such indescribable beauty and authority that I preferred to become extinct rather than to meet that dimension of eternity unprepared. I was full of panic as I saw myself stripped of any protection. It was such a shocking awakening that I wanted every fiber of my being to escape. My panic was so acute that I made what I would now call a covenant. Okay, here's his first promise. I said, if there is a possibility that I might receive another chance and make a recovery, I will never be the same. I will live in complete awareness of my conscience, in complete awareness of the need to report about everything, every word, every feeling, every thought of my life. I promised myself that I would live differently, that I would not be the same person as before, and that I would never submit myself to an insensitive lifestyle. It was not that I'd lived in terrible sin. I did not commit adultery or steal or rob. But in the light of that experience, every little incident of not living up to my true potential became an unspeakable burden. My lack of gratitude for even the small things I had received in life, the air I was to breathe, the flowers by the wayside. My feelings toward my parents and teachers I'd had throughout my life changed, as if I were able to see them in their true character and understand their positive desires. It became impossible for me to comprehend how anyone could live as I had been living without this new, full awareness of reality and truth I was experiencing. I therefore made a commitment to myself and to the unseen authority that I felt was so near. On the wall of my room was a cross with the crucified Christ on it. It was the only object on the wall, and as I focused upon it, I developed a tremendous hope. If it were true that there was a Son of God named Jesus, who died for me also, then this was the greatest news ever spread in the history of mankind. I knew that I needed someone to do something for me that I could not do for myself, to wash me clean. For even in my greatest commitment to become totally clean, I could not see myself ever achieving the same state of purity, harmony, and beauty that I felt in the moment that I seemed to approach the other world. Exactly 1 week later, as I continued having these feelings, terrible physical and emotional pain, as well as thoughts of unpreparedness and unworthiness, something again happened. I was alone in my room on a Sunday morning. Suddenly, there was a flash of light in the left corner of the ceiling. It penetrated my soul to the very core, frightening me and creating in me an awakening I had never had. I was totally numb, totally shocked, when I heard a voice speaking loud and clear in German, "If you can pray now, you will recover." It was just a flash of a few seconds. Someone had told me to do something with an audible voice of penetrating authority and amid a clearly visible brilliance of light. I was actually invited to pray. I did not know what it meant to pray. I did not have any religious background. But it was clear to me that I should give of myself in communication with the highest authority imaginable. It seemed to be more than I could comprehend, and I was confused about what I should do. Then it was as if someone were helping me to formulate a prayer, one that for me was the most honest prayer I could ever pronounce. In German, it was 3 words. In English, the words are, "Thy will be done." I said those few words with the full understanding of the meaning behind them and immediately felt an electric impulse course through my body so powerfully that all pain, panic, and agony changed into feelings of joy beyond my ability to describe. After that, there came about a total change in my existence, one that has always been very difficult to explain. Many people are hesitant to listen to matters concerning the spiritual world because they feel they have no control over such things. There is, therefore, a level of spiritual awareness that most people seem to have closed themselves off to. But when spiritual eyes have been opened, circumstances change. I found that I could hardly talk about my experience because it was so private and sacred. Yet I felt and still feel a tremendous responsibility to testify boldly because with that understanding, I've recognized that I have something to share of utmost importance with the spiritually sleeping human family. This world we live in is not the real thing. The actual world, which is closer to us than we can imagine, is full of truth and capable of bringing us to a higher level than we can understand. My spiritual insight let me see that we as human beings live far below our potential from day to day. One day we will be confronted with our potential, and we will see what we have missed because we have not embraced the ultimate help offered to us from our Creator. The long hours and weeks in the hospital were at first unbelievably tedious, and the physical and emotional pain alone seemed to be unbearable. But as time went by, I learned to turn my thoughts away from myself. One day, as I was looking at my bed, I saw more than the white linen bedspread in front of me. I saw the individual thread, and I saw the field where it originated. I saw the sun, the rain, the wind it was exposed to. I saw the soil from which it took its nurture. I saw the people that came for the harvest. I felt their sweat and diligence. I felt their goodness. I felt their love. I saw that if every act of labor were done with love and care, this world would heal. There would be light, even divine light, in the heart and soul of every man and woman, enabling us to grab one another's hands, to dance like innocent children, filled with the exuberance of never-ending joy. So he made two other commitments. The first one was to live in complete awareness of the fact that there was another world and that he was accountable for his thoughts and words and deeds here in this life. The second was that he would never deny or belittle that experience, but that he would testify of it when he felt the need was right. And the third thing that he committed to do was to seek out the author of this experience so that he could become his disciple. And so he was completely healed. The doctors thought the tests were wrong, but within just a few weeks, he was completely healed and able to leave the hospital. And I just wanted to read this last paragraph of this chapter. He says, through my experience and of illness in the hospital, and through the time that I then spent studying the Bible, I received a spiritual witness of the Lord Jesus Christ. I came to know that He was the source of the miraculous experience that had come to me. From then on, the direction I should follow became clear. I wanted to find Christ. I wanted to become His disciple. And so I will share some other experiences that he had on his journey to find Christ and to eventually become a general authority in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Thank you for watching today. I hope this video has increased your faith in the Lord Jesus Christ as we gratefully recognize His tender, merciful hand in our lives. Please like, subscribe, and share so we can spread the good news. See you next time.